I'm going to try to trade against the trend line here. I'm using 5-second candles, 15-second expiry. My demo balance is 10,595. I'm going to use a 15-second expiry, hoping for a continuation on a breakthrough of this level. I'm just going to wait for a break of that level. I could also draw in another trend line under here at the bottom, but I'm not going to do that yet. But we kind of do see a parallel channel forming here. We could try to play either side of that. So we want to make sure our trend line is written in pretty clearly and pretty accurately, otherwise it might not be of that much value. We do want to get some good touch points here. Don't want to cut in too much. So if we see a possible breakout of this level, we'll probably take a trade to the upside. Alright, we have a lot of downward motion here, and there's some other levels there we could try to draw in. So let's go to our drawing tools, and I'm just doing this on a laptop, a Chromebook right now, on one of my days off here. We have a snow day here in the United States, so I'm just doing some practice trading and demonstrating some strategies here. So we love trend lines because they show us some of the resistance and the breaking points, or the broken resistance of what's happening. Okay, so we think that this is what was happening, the levels that the market was respecting. A couple levels here. We're going to keep extending these until they feel like they're still valid. So we're getting a really strong push right here to the downside. Now, sometimes I just like taking a 5-second expiry because I feel like I can ride some of the momentum and use more martingale, but this time I'm going to try to stick with the 5-second candles, and I'm going to try to stick with the 15-second expiry. Okay, we're still getting a really, really heavy push, so we might be able to draw on a steeper trend line on this outside area. We might be able to abandon that for now, come back and draw a really steep trend right in here somewhere. Since we're getting such a hard push, if it breaks that, there's a good chance that it'll go up because it will have to retrace a good amount. So we need at least 2 good touch points, which we feel like we have right there. Now we're going to watch the behavior of the candle most of all, because that's what's telling us where the momentum is going and where the pressure is at that particular moment. Okay, we're going to try to keep an eye on that. We could try to draw another trend levels, but we're really not going to go for that. Okay, we have a breakout there. We're only getting 67% payout because they changed the payout on us right in the middle of our trade. So really wouldn't want to load up too much, but if it does pull back to this level, I would buy some more, like right in there. Because once you have a really hard push like this, all this way down, it's going to want to let out some steam. And so you have a good chance that it's going to just do some good retracing and maybe even go the other way altogether. Okay? Alright, we did get some good trades, but they changed the payout to 67, which isn't horrible percentage, but we like to do the higher percentage on those. Okay? So this is just practice trading here. So it told us that what we just did right there, we made some losses, but mostly gains. Okay? So just doing different strategies. We're just locking in the strategy right here, and I was doing some other strategies earlier, but you can see we have a lot of wins. And then of course they changed the payout rate, so that last run that we just did at 21, we had 4 wins and 2 losses, which is not too bad. So we would want to have done our trades pulling back. Okay, let's clear those out, and let's run a different scenario with a higher payout. Now we have some real big sideways action here, which we could try to run off of, but we see some expansion out and more expansion out. We really don't know which way this might break. Here's a good trend line right here that we could try to run, so we'll try that for a few trades, and we might get a good little breakout since we got a lot of back and forth here. It's probably going to continue some back and forth, but now we're getting a really hard push, which actually could be a good thing. because then we're going to have that retracement that we talked about. But we have to draw this in pretty tight, and there's always a chance it'll go above it and come back. We're just getting a really, really hard push. Sometimes these trend lines aren't really, really easy to draw in, but we can try to see where it's getting respected and where it's not getting respected, and that's the whole idea. So we're going to stay with the 5-second candles, 15-second. Gonna just keep watching the behavior here. Even though we got that arrow, we still haven't broke the trend line, so we're not going to take it. And we may have to extend this even more, but at this point we're pretty confident that that could be a little breakthrough right there. That could be a good entry point if we get some continuation, since we kind of going sideways, but it's pushing down, so we're going to lose all those trades. 3, 6, 7, 8. We're going to lose 9 trades. Okay, because these hard pushes, sometimes there's no end to them. So we went in way too aggressively there. Now the bad part is you want to make back those 9 trades, which I'll definitely try to do. But if you lose those, then you're down 18. So, and sometimes you try to double up on the 9, 18. You could win it all back, but if you lose to 18, you're down 18 plus 9. So you're down 27. Yeah, we're getting a super, super hard push. Our payout's still 92 though. And of course our loss is 100% on binary options. And that is the big risk of all of this. Okay, that could almost be seen as a really big push. And definitely a break. If we get a push back to that level right there, that's a good buying place. And even back to that second one, and we're just going to load it up. And then we need a continuation of this. We got this big push here, a gap, big push, pull back. That was a good entry. We also broke the trend line, which is more of a confirmation. And then we got all those trades back. Okay, we're on the demo account. Remember that. So we could have bought here on this gap, or this gap was perfect, which is exactly what we did. We loaded up, and we did get our losses back. Okay, so that happens, but obviously I was going in way too strong and lost these 9 trades here, and then I made back 20 trades, which puts me ahead. Okay. So this is practice trading, obviously way too aggressive for real money, unless you know, you're doing really small portions, which is what I'm trying to do. But $100 is 1% of 1,000, but I'm going in with sometimes I'm going in with $2,000 because I'm going in with 20 buys. So that's 2,000. So that's literally 20% of my account. 10 and 20% of my account, which is really, really heavy and definitely not recommended. Okay. All right. So anyhow, we're learning how the market behaves here on 5-second candles. We're learning trend lines, and we're learning the behavior of the candle as well as the behavior of the price action. And when we saw this big push, we thought we were going to get a turnaround here because we kept touching, and we thought, oh, our trend line was over here. We drew it real tight and it broke it, so we thought it was going to go, but it didn't. Then we redrew our trend line again and went back to touch this point, all these points. Then when it did break, we got a lucky pullback. We bought, and then we got that push in the market correction. Okay. All right, so our time is around 2:30 Central Standard Time on a Wednesday, and that's the weekday time. Okay, y'all have a great one, and be careful out there.